Welcome back to Yorkshire Lad Talks Football and welcome to another video. It's going to be another preview, this time on the big game, Chelsea-Manchester United on Sunday. It's a huge Premier League game. It's going to have big implications on the top four race because Chelsea are currently 6 points off United in 5th place, United being in 2nd, and they can close the gap between the two sides to 3 points. So a victory for Chelsea could create pressure on United and close the gap between the chasing pack. So it does have big implications. It's a big game and I'm really looking forward to it. Before we start the preview, I'd just like to say, if you're new to the channel, please could you subscribe? It really helped me out. I'm actually trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. So if you could do that, that would be great. Thank you. I am confident about going into this game. Chelsea are on the back of a brilliant run. 8 games unbeaten since Tuchel arrived. And we played a magnificent match against Atletico Madrid. So the confidence is flying high in the group. But as for United, coming up against United, I just hate coming up against them because they can turn up at any time. They're big game players and they're a big game side. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a brilliant record against Chelsea. You wouldn't expect it, but they've played Chelsea 4 times with Ole in charge now and they've won 3 out of the 4 games. Frank only got 1 win in the semi-final of the FA Cup last season. So yeah, Man United always pose a threat in these big games. They're not on great form. They didn't perform too well against Newcastle in that victory. I'd say Newcastle actually deserves something from that game. And they've come off a 0-0 draw against Real Sociedad in the week. And Bruno Fernandes and Rashford did play, which might have been a surprise to United fans because surely you'd have rested him for this big game on Sunday. But yeah, as I've said, it's a tough game. Man United, I hate coming up against them. They know how to turn up in these big games. But based on form, I'm confident we can get the job done. So yeah, I'm going to quickly talk about Manchester United now, the opposition, and what they can offer to the game. So we probably know what United side is going to come. They're going to probably be quite rigid at the back, defend well, and then transition on the counter-attack with pace and clinicalness. With Rashford, Bruno, Martial, they're all great players, and they pose that. They're experts on the break, aren't they? Especially in these big games against the top 6 away from home. They know how to defend. Ollie sets them up compact. And they have the pace and brilliance on the break to cause real trouble. And that's what I'm worried about. Because although we have 5 at the back, Rashford's and Martial's pace is something that can counter our defence because we don't have loads of pace at the back. And one player we have to stop is Bruno Fernandes. What a player he is. What a revelation he's been since joining from Sporting. Signed him for 58 million-ish, and what a signing he's been. It's actually proved to be a bargain. The numbers he's pulling out are ridiculous. And this season he's got 15 goals and 10 assists, so he's having such a productive season. This is from midfield as well. This is a player that's playing in midfield and producing these numbers. And they're scary numbers. So Chelsea need to stop him playing and finding space and being able to feed these balls through to Rashford and Martial, because that's where they will hurt us. If we give Bruno time and space to allow him to dictate the game and offer these balls in behind, because we don't have enough pace at the back, and Rashford and Martial could really hurt us in behind. So I think that's the key in this game, to stop Bruno Fernandes playing. And if this is the case, I think we might have some joy in this game. I do think Chelsea will control the game and dictate possession, but it's when United break the possession up, and it's about being able to stop them transitions on the counter-attack, because that's what United are so good at. They defend compactly, especially in the big games, and they break at pace with Rashford, Martial, as I've said. So it's about whether Chelsea can stop this and probably not lose the ball in our own defensive half, because that could be pivotal. We need to press them high up, win the ball in their half, and that's where we need to look to play. Now I've spoke about United, I'm going to go on to Chelsea's predicted lineup, and the lineup I think Tuchel will put out. And I'm going to stick with the side Tuchel put out against Atletico Madrid. It worked so well. We managed to nullify threats in Suarez and Felix. United have these brilliant threats as well, so 5 at the back is going to work again in trying to stop United's flow of attacks. It offers that extra defensive stability as well. So yeah, I'm going to stick with 5 at the back, and in net I'm going to go with Edouard Mendy, right wing back Callum Hudson-Odoi, 3 centre backs Azpilicueta. I would have Thiago Silva central defence, but he's injured unfortunately. But Christensen has done a brilliant job there, so I'm going to stick with Christensen. Left centre back I'm going to go with Antonio Rudiger. Left wing back, Marcus Alonso. 2 6s, Kovacic and Jorginho again. I think they're playing brilliantly at the minute, so they can't be dropped, to be honest. And then inside right forward, Mason Mount. Striker, Giroud. Tuchel's mentioned about how Havertz can play there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stuck Havertz there for this game. It would be nice to see Havertz in that position and try work his way in and get some confidence in this side. So Havertz in a 9 is something I'm intrigued to see. So yeah, I'd probably stick with Giroud though for this game for the knowledge and experience he has in coming up against these big sides and offering big moments in big games. So Giroud striker, and then left inverted forward, Timo Werner. Yeah, I think we have a fully fit squad apart from Silva. So we've got Pulisic, Ziyech, Havertz. They can all come on and try and make an impact. So yeah, that's my side. And I'm going to offer you my score predictions as well in this game. As I've said, it's a really tough game. United are dangerous on the break. They're not playing too brilliantly at the minute, but they can always show up in these big games. And Ole knows how to play against Chelsea. I know it's Tuchel, not Lampard, who he's coming up against. And Tuchel probably is the superior tactical manager. But it's whether Ole deploys the same tactics against Chelsea. I'm sure he will do because he's been successful in the past against the Blues. So it's just whether Chelsea can stop their counter-attacks, I'd say, because he will come with that same style, the compact and rigid defence, and then look to hit them on the break with pace, with Rashford and Martial. So it's whether Chelsea can counter this and prevent the counter-attacks from happening, to be honest. And if they do, I'm very confident we can get a result in this game and put on a great show as well, because I think we will control the possession. So I think the football and the aesthetics of the game will be there, but it's just whether we're ruthless enough in attack and can put United to bed. But I am confident, as I've said, based on form and Chelsea's 8-game unbeaten run. So I'm gonna go with a Chelsea 2-0 win. Yeah, 2-0 win for Chelsea. I know it might seem too confident, but no, I am confident going into this game, and I have every right to, because Tuchel's Chelsea side are looking brilliant at the minute. So yeah, 2-0 victory for Chelsea. Close the gap between United and Chelsea to 3 points, and then close the gap in the race for top 4 and put pressure on United. So I'm really looking forward to it. 2-0 victory for Chelsea. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please could you subscribe, also like the video, and up the Chelsea. Thank you.